What if you could have a personal tutor available 24/7? Not just any tutor, but one that remembers everything you have learned together? Today, I am showing you exactly how to transform Claude into your perfect learning companion, and you do not need to write a single line of code. Forget expensive AI tutors, yours just needs to learn you. That enormous memory allows a true relationship to form. Your tutor will not just answer questions, it builds on everything you have ever discussed, creating a continuous, personalized learning thread. The key insight is that this transforms a simple Q&A tool into an evolving mentor that understands your unique journey and growth. But what makes its teaching style so powerful? It's the conversational depth. The pattern clearly indicates an intelligence that doesn't just state facts, but actively guides your reasoning. It asks you clarifying questions and breaks down concepts step by step, adapting its explanations to ensure the lesson truly sticks. This is how real understanding is built. Here's the surprise, you are not just getting an AI. You are getting a genuinely patient one, accessible to everyone. The key insight is that its advanced reasoning is free to use. This shatters the biggest barrier to personalized education. What this means is that you can now have an expert tutor, ready to discuss any topic, without any cost. But here's the game changer. Launching the desktop application creates a dedicated, permanent space for your tutoring. Your AI tutor remembers everything, your questions, your struggles, your breakthroughs. It learns your pace and your needs, evolving into a true mentor, not just a one-time answer engine. This persistence builds a genuine, adaptive learning relationship. Forget paying for AI tutors. The truth is, you already own the best one. Listen up. That persistent memory isn't a luxury, it is your bedrock. Without it, you are starting from zero every single time, and your progress evaporates. Claude Desktop is the permanent workspace where your AI tutor's understanding of you solidifies and evolves. Get this installed now, because everything that follows builds directly on this single, critical foundation. This is your classroom, not a chat window. You will now create a dedicated, named conversation thread titled Tutor. Every single interaction with your AI from this moment forward happens here. This thread is the neural pathway where your tutor's memory of you will be permanently etched and refined. This single act transforms a tool into a true partner. Think a thermostat, not a light switch. Custom instructions are your permanent climate control. While each lesson changes the temperature in the room, this setting establishes the foundational atmosphere, your AI tutor's core personality and perspective. It is the underlying tone that shapes every single response, ensuring a consistent and familiar learning environment from your very first question. So you begin with simple questions. The key insight is that you are not testing for answers, but calibrating its voice. What this means is that each response now gives you raw material, your first chance to hear your tutor's foundational tone. This baseline becomes the single most important reference point for every future conversation it will remember. Stop overpaying for AI tutors. Here's the free, smarter way to build one. This slide holds the key. This exact text transforms a standard AI into your personal tutor. The real power isn't in the request, but in how the system prompt creates a persistent memory and adaptive logic. Here's what's happening. You are not just asking questions, you are booting up a learning intelligence built for you alone. Now, the magic activates. By placing this text into that specific field, you are not just configuring a tool, you are installing a persistent intelligence. It begins building a unique model of how you think, learn, and struggle. From this moment forward, every interaction reinforces a system designed solely to elevate your understanding. This isn't just a change in tone, it is a fundamental shift in cognition. The system now operates under a new directive. Its entire purpose reorients from generic response to pedagogical adaptation. It begins constructing a mental map of your knowledge, identifying your unique patterns of curiosity and confusion to guide its every future explanation. Now, witness the shift. We test this new pedagogical cognition. Ask a question, any question. The transformation is immediate. The system does not just answer. It analyzes your question's structure, its underlying intent, and formulates a response designed to build your understanding. This is the moment its memory truly activates, laying the first stone of your adaptive learning path. Forget costly tutors, your free, personal AI with memory is just minutes away. This first conversation is crucial. It's where your AI tutor begins to understand who you are as a learner. Tell it your specific goals and the challenges you face. The key insight is that from this moment, it starts building its memory of your unique path, shaping every future lesson to fit you perfectly. Now, the breakthrough step, declare your ideal learning environment. Are you visual? Prefer detailed examples? The pattern clearly indicates that Claude integrates this into its core memory. This isn't just a setting, it is the framework for every future explanation it builds for you. How would you explain a complex topic to your past self? Think of a specific time you grasped something difficult. Share that exact language with your tutor. This is how it calibrates to your mind, ensuring every lesson is framed in a way you instinctively understand. Your personal vocabulary becomes the curriculum. This feedback loop is your secret weapon. Think of every interaction as a calibration. Your tutor isn't just listening to your answers. It is interpreting the unique logic behind them. With each conversation, it refines its understanding of how you think, locking into your cognitive fingerprint. The system itself begins to evolve, tailoring its very personality to become the tutor you were meant to have. Forget paid tutors. Your free, memory-powered AI coach is one file away. Let's unlock true teaching power. The key insight is that every question you have ever asked forms a hidden curriculum. What this means is we can transform raw history into personal context, creating an AI that understands not just subjects, but you. Your progress, your stumbling blocks, that becomes its built-in memory, turning conversation into true, adaptive learning. So we compress those conversations into rich, searchable insights. The pattern clearly indicates which concepts you've mastered and which need review. Here's what's really happening. We are not just storing text, we are building a cognitive model of your understanding. This creates a proactive tutor that anticipates your needs before you even ask. Now, your AI must make a crucial judgment call. The key insight is this: persistence builds mastery, but interruption destroys flow. So, when topics evolve or new goals emerge, it must start fresh threads, keeping the context laser-focused. What this means is you get a clean slate for new challenges, without old conversations muddying the water. It's the difference between a focused mentor and a cluttered notebook. Think of your memory system as a master librarian. You wouldn't shelve a history text in the chemistry section. The pattern clearly indicates that by creating distinct shelves for each subject, your AI keeps its knowledge perfectly organized, instantly accessible, and ready to provide deep, uninterrupted guidance on your current topic. Tutor AIs cost hundreds, but yours will remember everything for free. Now, what sets your AI apart is its ability to provoke thought. Instead of just spitting out answers, it activates Socratic questioning. The key insight is this: it pushes you to reason through the why. This builds much deeper comprehension and cements knowledge, moving you from passive memorization to truly owning the concept. Think of it like a personal coach for your mind. They do not just throw you into the deep end. The system strategically adjusts the challenge level, introducing complexity only once you have mastered the fundamentals. What this means is you are always in the optimal learning zone, engaged but never overwhelmed, ensuring steady, confident progress. Now, let's make it personal. Imagine working through a difficult concept, and in that moment, the AI generates a problem designed just for you. It targets your specific gap in understanding. The key insight is that this active application forges deeper mastery, turning passive knowledge into a skill you can truly use. But here's the danger: without proper review, even that hard-won skill will fade. The system must strategically reintroduce those concepts at optimal intervals. What this means is that your AI tutor will schedule these reviews, ensuring that mastery is permanently solidified in your memory, moving you beyond short-term recall. Stop paying $500 monthly for AI tutors you do not need. Right now, you are watching something remarkable, a true learning session. Instead of just explaining calculus, this tutor is actively building my understanding, tracking my progress, and adapting. The key insight is that the system remembers every question and answer. What this means is the learning curve flattens. It guides me precisely where I need to go next, based on what I have already mastered. Watch my confusion about limits, the exact moment I am stuck. Instead of a generic answer, the system immediately recalibrates. It surfaces the core concept I am missing and reframes the entire explanation. That's the breakthrough, real-time adaptation. The learning path isn't fixed, it is a live response, rebuilding itself to meet you right at your edge of understanding. This moment reveals the true power of the system. The key insight is that the tutor does not just react to confusion, it diagnoses the underlying conceptual gap. What this means is the entire framework of the lesson shifts in real time, ensuring the next explanation isn't just different, but precisely targeted to rebuild your understanding from the exact point it broke down. That's the transformation, from a linear script to a dynamic scaffold. The pattern clearly indicates an evolving context that the system maps and builds upon. It is not just about what was said, but what was understood, turning every interaction into a strategic, cumulative step toward true mastery. The memory becomes your learning trajectory. Stop overpaying. Your AI tutor should evolve with you, not drain your wallet. A true tutor does not just give you the answer. It reveals the thought process. If your AI simply outputs a final result, you are not learning, you are just getting a solution. This creates dependency, not mastery. The core function of a great tutor is to illuminate the how and the why behind every single conclusion. Now, the second pitfall. You ask a single question, and your AI dumps its entire memory into the response. That isn't teaching. It is noise. The key insight is that a real tutor isolates concepts. It focuses on your specific gap in understanding, not every related fact. This sharp focus is what builds clarity and prevents confusion. Now, the third critical pitfall, failing to validate your own system. The common error is to build it and simply hope it works. What this means is you must actively provide structured feedback on its teaching effectiveness. This turns your AI from a static document into an adaptive partner that genuinely learns how to help you learn. This is where you assert control. Don't just input topics, declare the rules. Specify the starting point, the depth of explanations, and the required examples. What this means is that you are the architect, curating the precise knowledge your tutor provides. The system's power depends on the clarity of the framework you first establish. Claude's custom instructions transform it into a personalized tutor. Persistent memory creates continuous learning relationships. The right prompts unlock teaching capabilities you did not know existed. Try building your own AI tutor this week and share what you are learning in the comments.